see. Kale, you're just going to participate intermittently until your guests come?
Pretty much.
All right. That's fine. Okay, and maybe we'll have a chance to try that new initiative system today or at some point.
Pick a fight with a random guard just so we can, try the initiative.
Right.
That sounds like a Kale thing to do.
You, me, throw down, 20 gold, let's go.
All right. What I'm going to do is actually use what you guys roll now just to kind of cover anything that you wanted to in between the last session and this session. Oh, and before I completely forget, I will be unavailable next Monday, so I don't know if you guys wanted to have something filled in or take the week off. I'll be back the following week.
When is this again?
Next week.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with either. I do have a one shot I could totally run for everybody if they wanted that. I'm
One shot!
It sounds fun to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
As a
cool.
warning, my one shots usually end up killing everybody. So.
I'm a fan.
Well, Kale, since you're here at the moment, do you want to cover anything that might have happened in between sessions?
Yes.
Huh?
Recap.
I actually... Honest. Wait, my mind just went pure blank, like, I forgot how it all... We had just finished the kid, right? Yeah, we just finished the inn.
You're cutting out again.
Yeah, Robo
Eh?
Kale.
Then somebody else should...
So basically, just to start things off the morning, Kale wanted to confront Polly, is that her name?
Yeah, what's her face chick? With
Yeah,
the babies.
the lady who sold him anyway. And so she went and she confronted him. He confronted her in it, and I just backed him up, and it wasn't particularly productive. And then we went and we talked to Wayla just to let her know that the seller lady was rather unhappy with Kale, and to explain things. And then Alvin and I went investigating, Porkin and I, went investigating some of the wagons to see who might be suspicious. Those were kind of the high points for me. Alvin had a sweet conversation with Khan.
I can copy and paste what I wrote before if that would help.
Okay. Yeah. So
Robin.
sweet conversation in that it was
Huh? Oh, am I too loud?
Something was rattling.
the call of the wild. Crinkle package. Yeah, so sweet conversation with Kale, or not Kale, Khan, in that it was funny, or like it was actually a really sweet conversation.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Kale and Aldrik were giving life lessons to Khan, who was uninterested, particularly in Aldrik's life lessons. Aldrik was really boring.
Poor Aldrik. I don't see how he's not interested in Kale's life lessons, but okay. Kid's missing out on an opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not sure Kale was around to give too many life lessons.
Okay.
It was Alvin and Aldrik.
Alvin and Aldrik. Okay. My bad.
It's all good.
Detect thoughts, yes. A mind-reading bard.
Basically, Aldrik was trying to convince him that Aldrik and Alvin was also trying to convince him that it'd be a good idea to listen to his woman advisor, but she's a girl and he doesn't think he should listen to her.
Oh.
His cousin, yeah. His cousin Nebelia.
Oh, really? She's a girl and he doesn't want to listen to her. Okay.
She gives him lots of boring advice, like be responsible, do your duty, learn about things. He'd much
Hire
rather,
hobgoblins.
yeah, and he'd much rather hire the hobgoblins to go on adventures.
I see. I see.
He's also like 8, I think, so.
Yeah. Be honest, I don't blame him.
I think he's probably more mature than my actual 9-year-old son, so, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has been a few nights in the pouring rain that you guys have been still keeping an eye on various people that have been of interest to you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have stayed in wagons or kind of like huddled. There's been very little socialization in between wagons or people. Everyone feels wet, soggy, uncomfortable, traveling in a lot of mud. Soon you come across different pools of water. You almost feel like you're going through swampland, even though Galdo assures you that it's not normally this wet and soggy. There's no thunder or lightning.
My armor.
Yeah, there's no lightning that's coming down from the skies, but in the distance you can kind of hear a little bit of thunder to the north. And everyone is not feeling too warm and happy.
How far away are we from... Oh snap, Waterdeep?
Still a ways. You guys have to hit Daggerford first.
Okay.
And then from Daggerford, it's a little bit more civilized in between Daggerford and Waterdeep.
Okay.
Let me see if I can... Daggerford ends up being approximately 3/4 of the way, just so you have an idea.
Okay.
All right. You guys are, at least as far as Galdo has said, you are almost to...
Hey, Cindy, is this
Yes.
Mambera DM campaign spoilers supposed to be visible?
The witch and what?
All we can see is the thing that says groups, males, percept, Ellen Dwarven.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to work out something that this is something completely different. I mean, yeah, you guys would be able to see that. I forgot that you would be. So, for example, you guys don't have the macro yet. But if I were to say something like... let's see. Then what should happen is everyone who speaks Elven would be able to get that.
I clearly do not speak Elven. It's all
Oh, I
blank
got it.
page.
That's pretty cool.
Ooh, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
I'm still working that out, but logistically, I was trying to do that for the different languages. A lot of you only speak, like I think Kale's the only one who speaks Draconic, but a few of you speak Dwarven, and so a couple speak Alvin, and then the other thing I was trying to set up was people who hit a certain perception that I could just send it to all of them rather than individual ones.
Oh, that's clever.
But it's still being worked out. So yeah, looking at it won't really give much. But the perception is based on passive perception, so that would probably have to change when people roll specific things. Anyway, it was just an idea. It's something that I'm kind of fiddling in the background.
Sweet.
Honestly, at the campaign, there will be so many cool things that she'd probably just recycle the room for the next campaign.
Yeah, I just put you guys through the same room time after time. No. I just rotated around. So. And then, yeah, you put on the dynamic lighting, you don't even know. All right.
Wait, we should. I'll do that too.
So, I think a couple of other people in between sessions. Is there anything anyone wants to wrap up? I think, Alvin, you were trying to talk to Con a little bit about...
Oh, I just saw that you replied to me. I don't know what's wrong with my private messages recently. I haven't been getting anybody. It's not just yours. Let me read.
Yeah.
Hang on.
So I just have one really quick thing.
Yes.
Robin was going to build a music box in the few days that were going by.
Okay. I have to think what type of equipment you would need, or what type of pieces you would need for a basic music box, and where you could find them. I'm thinking you might be able to kind of make a box, but not the music part of it yet. If that makes sense.
I have the tinkering set. Would that work?
You have the tinkering set, which would mean the tools. So it's almost like if you were to want to take up wood carving, you would have the tools to carve wood, but not necessarily the wood.
I'm pretty certain I could find something around here to scavenge for it.
I'm going to
Fire
say
scavenge.
I'm going to say at the moment, with the carts all everyone hunkered down, it would be very difficult. But what I would let you do is roll a series of investigation checks along the way, and maybe you would find things.
Because I thought I sent you a message about that on Saturday.
You sent me a message about performance.
Where did it not go through?
So, at least in my history, all I have is about the performance roll.
Oh, that's disappointing. So it doesn't count at all?
What do you mean?
'Cause I thought I'd sent that message, but apparently since my phone's been acting crazy lately, apparently the message didn't go through or something.
Okay, yeah, because I don't have it, but we can talk about things in between sessions.
So I'm just saying that I don't get any credit for it from the last time.
I guess you need to specify what you mean by credit.
But you know what I mean. Like, can I do an investigation now for it, but have it be like in the past?
Yes, because I'm going to tell you, if you look up, if I were to Google music box creation, there's a lot of little pieces in there. So it would take a number of days for you to kind of find little pieces, if at all, along the way until you're at a big town.
It's like trying to cast a spell without components. And the components are really hard to find.
I'm trying, okay?
It's just unlikely in a caravan, but in a town, find a shop that would carry all the stuff you would need. I think is what Cindy's trying to
I
say.
need a yes or a no.
It's
What you got was a leaning no.
It's on the way pieces, yes. But if you ask me, if you went back in time and did investigation checks for the last like 3 days on the road, would you, even with successful ones, would you have enough to create a music box? I would say no. But yes, work in progress, yes.
That's fine if it's a work in progress, at least.
Yeah. I think if you go back to Pathfinder when they do crafting, a lot of those things, depending on how complicated, take weeks. So to me it would seem very realistic if you were a new tinkerer without the components that it might take some time.
Well, at least I do have music knowledge, so that's one thing.
Yep. Just like if Trym wants to learn Elvish, it would take more than 3 days.
What if she just wants to know how to curse in Elvish?
That could take a couple hours.
Then she just needs to do some drinking. It'll be fine.
Okay, so does anyone else want to say anything?
So should I roll it now, or are you just gonna say flat out no?
If you would like to make progress and roll 3 investigation checks, I'm fine with that.
Okay. The rest of you continue while I do this.
Briefly, with the thing with Khan. Does it look like he's purposely trying to dodge me?
When he spots you? No, he just looks... go ahead, roll an insight check.
$19.
All right.
Okay.
Those are nice, Robin. So I would say you definitely make some progress.
Is Robin good?
I'm fine, you just continue with what you were doing.
Okay, so make sure I'm not interrupting you.
Yeah, no, I was afraid I was interrupting you guys. I hope I wasn't bringing you guys down. I'm sorry.
Nah, we're fine.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Then I would ask Khan if everything was okay. He's looking a little tense.
Yeah, everything's good, except we're getting wet. I want to go back to my carriage.
What is it you're carrying?
Something that needs to be dry.
Oh? Can you be a little bit more specific? Here, I'll walk with you over there. So you're not late. And she doesn't drink all your hot chocolate.
Okay, alright. It's just something. It's a gift for me.
A gift for yourself?
Yeah,
What's the occasion?
because that guy is nice.
That guy is nice?
Yeah, you know, the guy who works with giants.
Oh, the emissary.
Yeah, he's nice.
Did he give that to you?
Yeah. He talked to me about the giants and the types of giants and how big they were. And then he said, this is something that the giants made.
Oh. Alvin will kind of like lower his voice like it's a secret and kind of like look furtively at the servant. Say, does he know what it is?
No, No, it's a holder of beans.
A bean holder.
Yep. Keeps them safe until a good time to plant them.
Oh. Well, that seems interesting. Why are you being secretive about it?
Because I don't want people to know that I've got something that will let me talk to giants.
It'll let you talk to giants?
Yep.
How exactly does it let you talk to giants? Is it magic?
Well, I get to... Okay, don't you read books? Do you read books?
I've read quite a few books.
Well, there's the books that talk about the cloud giants and how high up they are, and they have these castles in the sky. And you can't get to those castles unless you have a way up, because they don't always come down.
And that's where the beanstalk comes in.
Yes.
I see. You didn't have to trade a cow for it or anything.
No. Besides, my land has lots of cows.
Oh, okay. What if Nobilia finds out that you have that?
Don't tell her.
I'm not going to tell her. I'm just asking.
She'd get all mad, especially if she thought I was just planting it anywhere.
Do you have a place where you're going to plant it?
Well, he gave me lots, so No, I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you can tell me.
Nope. Fabian says I need to keep this close, and I need to keep it secret, and I'm really good at keeping secrets.
You're the best at keeping secrets, Con, but we're friends, right? I wouldn't tell anybody else.
He said keep it secret. And he says if it smells kind of funny after a while, don't worry. That's what it's supposed to do.
Alright, If I'm really, really careful, and I promise, cross my heart, hope to die, not to tell anybody, will you show me? Just so I can see. I won't touch, I just want to see it.
Well, not in the rain. And
Okay.
not in front of my servant.
It's okay. Then when? And where?
Tomorrow. Or next time it's sunshiny.
Okay, will you come find me? Or should I come find you?
Well, I'm the Lord. You should come find me.
Yes, but you're very hard to find, Con. You're always in different places.
You can leave a message. That's
With-
what you're supposed to do with lords. And then I decide whether or not I want to see you.
Can't I just leave the message with you right now?
Oh, and then I decide when?
Yeah.
Okay. Give it to my servant over there.
I don't have anything to give him, Con.
Just tell him you want to see me when it's sunshine.
Alvin looks at the servant. I would like to speak with Con when it's sunshine.
That's all. I will convey that to his lordship.
Alvin looks at the servant expectantly.
When it's sunning.
Oh. Alvin looks at Con. Okay, I told him.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to my carriage and have hot chocolate.
Okay, tell your cousin I said hello.
Uh-huh.
Alvin will return to camp.
Okay. Through that night, Aldrik, someone comes to wake you.
Why are you waking me?
Well, Buela said that Goldo said that you might be able to work or to help people who are sick.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I can probably do that. Where am I going to Buela?
Yeah, one of our drivers is mighty sick.
Okay, I'll be up there in a few minutes.
Yeah, I think he's going to die.
Oh, Alright. And Aldrik kind of tumbles out of his bedroll and shakes himself a little bit and kind of groggily says, "Lead the way."
Okay. So it is almost dawn. It's still raining. Your bedroll was placed on some nice vegetation that Oin had grown up, and then overhead, you guys had hung different things that came out from the wagon to kind of just protect you from the majority of the rain. You do notice as you head towards the front campfire that it's still very wet, very muddy. It is pouring rain. There is a tent that has been set up that has a light that the guy brings you to, and he pulls the flap back, and as you go in you can see there's a person there who's trying to heal someone who's thrashing a bundle of cloth and blankets, and the person is someone you don't recognize. You think it's one of the helpers that comes with the caravan, one of Buela's assistants. And he looks up and goes, I don't know why they sent for you. This guy's not going to make it.
Alright, let me see him. What's wrong? What happened?
I don't know. He just went crazy. He went really crazy. I tried to, kind of suppress him, but he's been screaming all night, and he's hot, and then he's been vomiting, so be careful of your shoes.
I will be careful of my shoes. Is Buela here with us? Who
Buela's
else is
not
here?
So essentially it's just you and this guy who kind of steps back as soon as you approach. He doesn't quite go outside of the tent. He goes right to the entrance that you came in. It takes you a moment. The person who's thrashing is kind of like moaning and yelling. It is Wildy, who is looking a weird kind of blotchy green and red.
Oh, Wildy, what'd you do to yourself? So I'm going to kind of kneel over him and inspect him. And as I do that, I'm just kind of mumble under my breath just a quick prayer and cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And then try a medicine check on him to figure out what's going on with him and if I can fix it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's a 12.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like any sort of. You can tell he's febrile. He's looking really pale, and then that's why his pallor, you can see the green in him. He's foaming a little bit. He might look like he either was bitten by something or poisoned. You don't see any bite marks or any other indication.
All right. Well, so I'll go ahead and again, having an idea, I'll kind of look back over my shoulder at the other guy. How closely is he watching me?
He looks bored, actually. So he's kind of not really looking.
All right. So I'll lean over closely and just kind of poke and prod. Looks like I'm still inspecting, and cast lesser restoration.
Okay.
So hopefully it's a disease or poison.
Yeah. Actually, when you cast it, Wildy settles almost immediately. He's like panting. He's not awake or conscious, but he is no longer thrashing, moaning, or making a lot of noise. Just kind of like breathing very heavily. You can see now that the dampness around him is more sweat than water that's soaked into the.
Okay, now I'm gonna turn around to the guy and say, "Quick! I think it should be okay, but he's lost an awful lot of water. He's pretty dehydrated. Can you go get him some water real quick?"
Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll let Boila know, too. Wow. What did you do?
Just a little bit of medicine. You know, I used to do some a little bit of patchwork back on the roads when I was worked with my father.
Oh, yeah. Some of that herbal stuff, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'll go get him water.
And then as soon as he's outside the tent, I'll cast Cure Wounds.
All right. Okay. And Wildy kind of like his eyes open. He goes,
Wildy, what on earth happened to you?
What? I don't know. I had dinner. I was talking with these guys. I played cards. You know, some of the other drivers. Hey, I won some money. But I don't know what happened to it.
Who are you talking with, and who are you playing with?
Oh, just some of the drivers. You know, we like to take a break right after dinner. We report back to our wagons, but maybe we take the long route. But why am I telling you this? I'm not feeling too good.
Yeah, you were pretty sick. You were in pretty bad shape. I think I managed to treat your wounds a little bit, and we're gonna get some water, and hopefully you'll feel better.
You think it was the porridge? Don't tell Abuela that I don't think she's that good of a cook.
I think you're right, but you probably shouldn't tell her that.
No, oh no. I think she'd take an axe to me.
That's possible. So why don't you just keep the bad cook part on the down low?
Maybe can I, after my nap, go find out what happened to my winnings? You think I dreamed it?
You know, I think you might have. You were pretty feverish. You definitely had some kind of temperature there. I think the temperature's starting to break. But when you're sick, you dream all kinds of weird things. I think it's probably better just you go get the water when he comes back with it, and then lay down and get some sleep.
Oh, did other people get sick?
You know, I'm not sure. They just woke me up to come check on you. So I'm not really sure.
Oh, did Boila send for you? I must be one of her favorite drivers.
Maybe, you know what? And I'm just thinking, you know, it's given how feverish you were and how it might be good if you just took a break from driving for a few days. You know, do you have somewhere that you can just kind of just lay down and rest for a couple of days and not do a whole lot?
Yeah, I guess I could be in the supply wagon. They've got some nice bags of flour, but I bet they're kind of gross right now. All this rain.
You know, I think the supply wagon is probably a great place for you to be. And maybe avoid card games too. You know, they might have also mixed something up with you.
Okay. Hey, mister, thank you.
You're welcome, Wildy. Stay out of trouble.
Oh, I never get in trouble.
You're right. I'm sorry. It just seems to find you on its own. And so Aldrik is going to sigh and kind of rub his eyes a little bit and look around, wondering where the guy went off to with the water.
Yeah. So as you exit, you do see Buela, who looks concerned. She's with the guy who went to go get the water, and she gives you kind of like this very curt nod, and then goes into the tent.
I nod back at her, and I head back to Galdo's wagon.
Okay, yeah. And, yeah, you hear behind you her kind of scolding Wildy and saying she's not going to pay him for the days he's sick.
Of course.
Okay.
So I'll go back and I'll tell them, yeah, I want to get back that Wildy is actually the one who was sick. Sounds like he was involved in some sort of card game, and he believes he won some money, and he probably did, and apparently was poisoned somewhere along the way. So I've convinced him that his winning money in the card game was just a fever dream, and so hopefully he won't try and retrieve his winnings again. Otherwise, I imagine something similar might happen to him.
Do you think that maybe he did? Got too close to the wrong people?
Maybe. I don't know if he was getting close to the wrong people. It's possible. He's having that issue with the perfume people, or maybe he won money off the wrong people. Is the other possibility.
I don't think wagon drivers would, you know, or both. That actually.
Yeah, but if there's, especially if they happen to be wagon drivers associated with the cult, they might be fairly vicious.
I'm a wagon driver. How do you know I'm not, part of the caravan?
Well, if you're a part of the cult, you've done a good job of hiding it for this long and killing them along the way.
You also shot yourself?
Yes.
And stole your own crossbow and hid it from yourself.
No, that one is my bad.
Well.
Point being, everybody's a question mark at this point.
Alvin looks a little offended.
Well. Yeah.
Well, I wish we'd hurry up and figure it out. I'm getting a little impatient. I know that's hard to believe, because I'm the epitome of patience. But it's true.
Shocking. Alvin and I are both shocked.
Trym, there's a gargoyle over there you might be able to make a deal with.
Trym gives him a scathing look. And then
Passive aggressive, yes!
And then she turns around and walks away.
Alvin's oblivious to the look.
Kale starts thinking about what proof they have that the cultists are actually in. They were sent to do this mission. Was there any proof that cultists would be here?
Yes. Well, we know the cultists were carrying all of their treasures northwards somewhere, and our goal was to try and follow them and figure out where they were taking the treasure to.
And we thought that their treasure would be in this caravan.
Both the Harper and Gauntlet sources believe that to be the case.
Trym walks back and reminds them, not to mention the dragon scale.
Yeah, but...
And numerous assassination attempts. None of that screams cult to ya?
Yeah, you don't think it's a little odd? You got shot the evening right after you were walking around throwing their sign around?
Well, maybe.
It's a little bit too much of a coincidence.
I'm just thinking... They're not the cult that was the same people who were sacking priests left and right. Like a couple of weeks ago.
Well, they're obviously not the exact same people. Unless they have some really fantastic transportation magic.
Well, I think we need to keep an eye on the three wagons: the gargoyle wagon, the dragon wagon, and the perfume wagon, and see if we can gather anything else. And it's possible. I mean, all three of them could be, for all we know. They had quite a lot of loot to move.
We either play the passive game with them, or we try in with the active game. I mean, that works well for me, but if anybody else is willing to try, well.
I already attempted to go over to the gargoyle wagon with Aldrik a few days ago. The gargoyle is stationary and doesn't seem to be interested in anyone until you get too close to the contents, in which case it comes alive and attempts to attack you.
See the contents?
And interestingly, isn't magical. No, we did not see the contents.
It came alive and tried to come at me before I could lift up the cover.
Huh.
Then again, it seems like that may be a little heavy-handed for a cult that's trying to stay on the down low.
A gargoyle, eh?
Yeah,
Does Boila know about this? That we're carrying gargoyles and everything?
I mean, like I said, it didn't attack me until I actively tried to go into the cart.
No, I'm just...
It also
I'm
doesn't
pretty
speak
sure
common,
that-
for the record.
Yeah. Just wondering, like... Caravans are supposed to list the people and the goods that they're carrying so that when they get to the city, they should be able to, like, hand in the papers all fine and dandy. I'm wondering if a gargoyle is listed in trade merchandises in any of these carts, and if not, then we know that they're carrying it as a smuggler. And generally, smugglers and cultists are... Well,
It's
the kind
perched on the
cultists.
side of the wagon. They're not trying to hide it at all. It's literally sitting there staring at
The
everybody.
hell?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
wait,
look,
you're
it's
t-
right over there. Alvin points.
I thought that was a stat!
Oh yeah,
That thing moves?
yeah, it moves.
don't
It's not nice. Not nice at all.
don't blink.
Huh? Huh?
Blinking.
Okay, that's alright. What?
It's chained
So you-
up and
Well-
everything.
We either need a way to look into each part not detected, or we just wait until they trip up on accident, and then that.
Does anybody here have any sort of invisibility spell?
I could have had one, but I didn't. But I don't.
Oh, that's okay. We'll
Out of
forgive
character,
you.
I thought invisibility was a level 3 spell.
I can make lots of really bright, shiny lights, but nothing to make it so you can't see me. Yeah, I bet you can see me really, really well, but no, I can't make it so you can't see me.
I
If
can make
people
images,
are-
but I can't make you invisible.
If everyone's unconscious, then they can't see us.
That is an excellent spell. I think I can probably handle that one.
I can make people unconscious.
Yeah, that won't work.
It's a lot of
Is there-
people.
Is there some sort of spell that could make a person look, oh, I don't know, say like a stray cat or dog?
Kale looks toward the direction of Oin's. There is, you know, someone who can.
'Cause yeah,
Sorry, what?
that might work if one of us could. I wasn't exactly thinking of one of us turning into an animal, but if we could have some sort of illusion put on us that made us look like an animal, but we're actually still ourselves, and that way it would just look like the animal was over there.
Another
Around the
spell I
wagon.
could have taken, but I didn't. Ah.
We forgive you. Shatters are important.
You could
Took
be
the
our
text
utility
box
mage.
instead.
Bitch,
I
on.
took the text bots instead. Ah.
The text box has been pretty good.
Yeah,
It's been
good.
extremely helpful, so I don't regret that at all.
Yeah, my original character was going to be a utility mage.
You still are, technically.
Healer's not a utility mage.
Close enough.
Mm-mm.
If you get
So-
topped up on HP, then it's kind of utility, right?
It is a form of yeah, HP is the best utility.
Seconded.
So, shall we try and keep this keep things moving along here, and we'll keep an eye on those 3 wagons in particular, and just keep watching out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Maybe Robin will have a
Forward
chance
for days.
to kind of swing by some of those wagons at some point to try detect thoughts on one of them.
Okay, who am I
Maybe-
doing the detect thoughts on again? I'm sorry, I've been half here,
May-
half not.
Maybe on the perfume people.
To be
Perfume
clear,
people?
we've seen the woman with the children and their assistant. They've gone up and talked to these cards already. Have we or have we not seen that out of character?
I have seen that.
So they're already forewarned of us in the fact that Robin does detect thoughts.
Probably. And detect thoughts is very, very, like, you know somebody's probing your mind.
So I don't know how well that would really work out for us at this point in time. I think
What?
our hand's kind of been tipped.
Well, they don't know surface thoughts. It's only if you go deeper, right?
No, they know surface thoughts as well. They know... It's very hard to not notice when there's somebody else.
No, I thought the way the spell worked was that surface thoughts were free, and it was only they only got to oppose you.
Yeah, you can read the surface thoughts, but they know that you're reading surface thoughts. So we would have to put them in an interrogation.
Is that correct, Cindy?
Yeah, I believe they do know. Let's...
I was pretty sure that surface thoughts, they didn't, but then if you tried to poke deeper than that, they would have to make a wisdom
I think
save.
that's the way it should be, but I don't think that is the way it is.
The journal says that you can initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, and if you don't go any deeper, then that's all that happens. It's only if you go deeper then they get to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it's not until they make the wisdom saving throw that they know whether or not, either way, if they fail or not, that you tried.
Okay. The point of matter to that, though, is if we want their surface thoughts to go somewhere that would actually be beneficial to us, one of us would have to lead them in that way. And I'm fairly certain our entire wagon is now under watch and suspects by the rest.
Now, that part's certainly true. But again, we can keep an eye on the three of those. I mean, at some point, they're either going to have to split off from us, or otherwise go somewhere. You know, they can't just disappear.
They're going to Waterdeep, aren't they?
Well, maybe we don't. We know they're going north. They're taking their cargo somewhere. We just don't know where they're going.
I guess I assumed
If
if they were going to Waterdeep, then they were going to split from there. But
well, in which case we can keep an eye on them when they get to Waterdeep too, if we need to, and we'd have to make a decision about which one to keep an eye on. But we can try and work on narrowing it down until then.
So, and just a note, don't know if it's really all that important, but I'll throw it out there. I've been watching tracks between the camps and stuff, and I've noticed there's a lot of late night tracks cropping up, running between camps 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. First campsite and the 5th, I haven't noticed a lot. Just between 2 and 3 and 3 and 4. And also got some tracks that are kind of sneaking out of camp, just a ways and stuff. But mostly it's high traffic between those camps that they seem like they're meeting each other.
in certain it's not a patrol, correct?
Certain, yeah.
Okay, so it might be worth it for one of us, or maybe Aldrik, since he can see in the dark, to try and keep an eye out and see what's going on during those times.
Sure, and do we know which camps those are? Are those camps associated with any of these three wagons?
So you know that the wagons kind of rotate around a little bit, but generally Galdo's wagons tend to be at the latter half to third of the caravan. I don't know if I still have that one diagram. But
How does dark vision work? Does it, you can just see like it's daylight, or is it black and white up to a degree and then you can't see any further?
Yeah, so it's you can still see, but yeah, it's more like a black and white or grayscale, I think.
But your vision is unimpaired, like no one's like hidden from you, right?
Right, yeah, and they're not hidden. I just can't, but I can't see all the details. And I can't see, colors.
Like, would you be able to make out a face at a distance?
I can make out a face. I can't always tell what face it is.
Okay.
I believe is. Does that sound correct, Cindy?
Yeah, it's a little dependent on the general environment too. I actually think that dark vision, if there's bright light, should kind of wash it out. And then it gets to the regular vision, right?
Like if we gave Alvin, or not Alvin, Aldrik a pair of binoculars, would he be able to see like 500 feet away in the dark?
No.
It would just be black. So he has to be physically be able to see, sight lines.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to see in the dark as far as the binoculars let me see. Basically, it would start fading out because I'd run out of light. My eyes wouldn't. I can pick up more light than most people can, but I still need to be able to pick up some light.
I see. Okay. So maybe sticking out the late at night wouldn't be that helpful after all.
Yeah, I'd have to be reasonably close. I want to say it's 120 feet, I think.
That's still a fair bit, but yeah.
Okay. The other thing is that Galdo had those notes, some that he stole from Boila. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we remember. Oh, it's only 60 feet. So I can see in dim light within 60 feet of you as if it were in bright light, and in darkness as if it were dim light. Can't discern color in darkness, only shades of gray.
Oh, so even darkness is just dim light, so you're never like fully blind.
Right, exactly. But it's only up to 60 feet.
60 feet's bright light though. Beyond that, it's still dim.
No, it's if it's dim light, I can see as if it were bright light. And if it's darkness, I can see as if it were dim light.
Okay, it's fine. I'm not. I'll look it up later because I'm a little confused. But it's not important to what we're doing right now.
Okay. 1 second, I just had to put a kitten into the hallway.
Okay.
All right, I should choose on cords too much. Anyway,
Which one is the perfume wagon? I can't read it. It's on.
okay, let me see. These don't match my numbering system, so right now I would go ahead and say it would be this one. All right. So since Aldrik was called away very close to dawn and he came back and you guys had a discussion, pretty much you talked until the camp started breaking up. It is still raining. It feels as if it's as heavy as the previous days, though Galdo tells you it's a little lighter. And
Sorry, just quick. The people are here, so I have to go.
all
Alright.
Okay.
Bye, Kale.
Have a good
Later.
night. Or day, or whatever it is.
Alright, see you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Okay. So So you guys hit the road. Sorry, I just need to those previous rolls. Okay, and you pretty much are slogging through mud and puddles. It feels very much like the previous days of travel, where everything is just wet, soaking. A lot of rain. People are kind of cold. Some people are grumpy. People snap at each other a little bit more. Inside, Galdo's wagon itself is pretty dry. So Raph has disappeared. He's probably off scouting a bit. And anyone who wants to sit in the wagon can be sitting in the wagon. You don't see Wildy anywhere. We're hoping he's staying dry. And you do see Khan kind of just go past the wagon with a kind of a jaunty wave. He has a big cloak on, and he's followed by another servant who's carrying something for him, including Alvin, you recognize, including the bundle he had the day before.
Okay. Can I tell which direction he's heading in?
He's heading past you from the front of the caravan towards the back, so you can just see he's following what you can tell is part of the road. It's a very muddy road. You think that where the trees kind of part, that's where the road is, but if you were just to look at the ground, you can't see that this is a road. It's mostly mud and puddles.
Okay. If the servant's with them, then Alvin will just kind of wave as they walk by.
Okay.
Where's
It's really hard to tell because the day is so overcast and wet when it actually becomes closer to afternoon, but it feels like you've been traveling for several hours. The caravan comes to a halt for a break and to feed the horses, try to dry some of them off. A couple of wagons are trying to remove some of the excess mud on their wheels that seem to be slowing them up. If you were to walk, it really does, the squishy mud does slow you down. So I'm going to say that at this point, walking places is like going over rough terrain. And sometimes you aren't aware when you step, your feet sink down quite a bit in certain spots. So you can't see where the mud is. A mud puddle versus a hole in the road.
Hey, where's Alvin at this point?
If there's room in the wagon, he'll probably be sitting in there, just kind of like watching the rain. But if it's busy or if it's filled up with people, then he's probably just walking alongside, trying to avoid puddles as best as he can.
Okay. Trym's gonna go hang out with Alvin for a little bit, and then she's going to ask him, so what's eating at you, lad?
Alvin kind of looks at her. I think he looks at Bo. Nothing at the moment, I think. Why do you ask?
Well, it just been a little cold between ye and I for the last couple days. Well, ever since that whole hobgoblin thing.
Yeah. I am unhappy with you.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, I'm glad we got that out in the open.
I wasn't trying to hide it. I apologize if it looks like I was.
Alright, well then I'm glad we got it a little more into the open. Well, I'm not going to apologize for it, but I do want you to know that I was doing it out of the best interest of the group.
Were you, though?
Aye.
And what was our best interest in that scenario?
Our best interest was in not dying, mostly.
Hmm.
We didn't know
Yeah.
how many hobgoblins are in there, and well, I'll be honest, there's been some stuff going on in my life recently that has made me a little more aware of how frail and precious life is, and I've grown a little attached to some of you, and took some pretty hard hits, and it just made me realize that if there were very many more hobgoblins around, I wasn't sure that we would walk out alive. I saw an opportunity, saw that the leader was open, and I took it. I made a
Yes.
gamble.
Let me ask you a question.
Alright, go ahead.
Why are you hunting down the dragon cult?
And she gets kind of stony-faced for a minute and looks off. 'Cause they made it personal.
Ah. So it has nothing to do with other people, it's purely personal.
No, I don't know. It started out as orders that I was supposed to go to High Market and find out some stuff about it, but then it got personal really fast. So, yeah.
I see. That makes sense. I was just of the opinion that you were the kind of person that puts the greater good above personal desire. Like I am. Thought as much from the fight we had with Langrotho, when you were just as quick as I was to try and offer yourself to the fight against an overwhelming foe. But against the orcs, it seemed you were more concerned with saving yourself rather than preventing further evil and misfortune coming upon others.
That depends on how you look at it.
That's how I look at it.
At the moment, I was looking at everybody else's greater good. At you and Aldrik and
We were willing to
and
fight
Kale.
Trym.
And I know. But you only have so many hit points.
I don't know what that means.
It's an old paladin term. So the thing is, you can only fight so long before finally you realize that you've been bested. And I wasn't willing to find out if those hobgoblins were better than us. And maybe, more than likely, they will probably cause someone else some grief. But at the moment, I saw a chance to get Kale and Oin out of there without any further grief coming to the rest of us.
Again, don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from. But I've just come to realize as well that we have very different perspectives. The long term versus the short term. So it seems. No offense on the short. If you had gone down to fight Langrotho, and he would have been bested like I was, maybe you wouldn't have. Would you have tried to stop him at the end and ask for a deal instead?
No, because he wouldn't have been open to it.
I disagree. He seemed very honorable to me. And I'm the one he struck down.
Honorable, yes, but not open to a deal.
And you thought the Hobgoblin leader would. He obviously was, but that's an interesting gamble you made.
Yeah,
But
Oh,
it's
I'm-
fine. I understand where you're coming from now, ultimately. I'm just a little disappointed, I suppose, that we didn't align as much as I thought we did. I'll do my best to be more understanding and less passive aggressive towards you.
Well, I would appreciate that. At the same time, I'll do my best not to disappoint you in that way again. I'm all for a good fight.
No, you be true to yourself. That's fine. I just need to know where you stand. And I think I do now. That's all.
Oh, good. I think we both know where each other stand now.
Alvin smiles at her. Would you like to pet Bo? I pet Bo. He makes me feel better.
Sure, if he'll let me. She kind of looks at him skeptically. He's been a
You
bit...
can talk to animals. Yeah, just tell him you're friendly. He won't bite you, I think.
This is true.
He still bites me every now and then, but I think he does it lovingly. Alvin looks at Bo questioningly.
she reaches out and strokes Bo on the head.
Bo doesn't make eye contact with Alvin.
Alvin is not sure if he's hurt by that or not.
Alright. Well then, good conversation. So, moving on then to find more cultists and avoid mud puddles and keeping the armor clean and all that.
Alright. You guys are kind of waiting for the caravan to start back up. It does look like people are wrapping up their snacks, their animal care. It is actually a little hard to see with the rains coming down so heavily. You don't have a very good view of what's going on. You can kind of see the wagon in front of you. You can see the wagon in back. Let's see. And the other thing, just for your information, I'm probably going to okay. I am probably going to try to send tells in the game in the future. Probably not now because it's laughing at me right now, but
Through Roll20?
yeah, it's saying I can't find that character. It's probably because I'm using the character name and not the person name, so I'll have to fiddle with that later. Okay, about this time, as it seems like some of the carts are getting a little restless, Alvin, the group of you see Khan on his way back. He's coming from the back of the caravan. And he seems to be a little wetter than before. He actually looks a little grumpy, like he's upset or disappointed about something. And,
And he's just walking past us.
yeah, he's a bit. He's coming up on the wagon, though he doesn't look like he's really paying attention to what's going on. He's just kind of like holding that bundle again, and he looks kind of grumpy with plodding through the mud, and And
Is
Trym,
his-
I sent you something as well.
Is his servant and the other bundle that Alvin didn't recognize still with him?
The servant's back a little bit. It looks like he got a boot stuck in the mud, so is no longer right next to. Maybe about 10, 15 feet back, and
Trym is keeping a weather eye to the sky.
Alvin will hop out and kind of approach Con with a wave.
all right.
Hello, Con. Everything okay?
No, it isn't.
What's wrong?
I don't like that giant emissary anymore.
No? Why's that?
Because he said that I have to be patient to wait to plant these beans.
Anything else beyond that?
Well, he didn't want to let me in his wagon.
Oh, why's that?
He said I should go back and read up on beans.
Okay. Is that what you're going to go do?
I don't want to.
Do you want a giant beanstalk?
Yeah. You think if I just threw a bean right here, right now, maybe. Hold on. And he turns back to his the servant who's accompanying him and waves him forward, but the guy's still got his boots stuck in the mud. So you see Con kind of sloshing back to him, and Con hands him the bundle and says, "Hold this." And so then he steps forward back to you, Alvin, and he says, "Porkin, let's dig a hole right here before the caravan gets started." And he's sloshing the servants, holding the actually now 2 bundles, and he's trying to pull his boot up from the ground.
Okay. Are we out of the way of the other wagons driving by and stuff?
So right now, none of the wagons are moving. They're kind of waiting for the signal for the caravan to start going again.
Okay.
So everyone's kind of packing up and putting on their finishing touches before they go on the road.
Okay. Alvin's curious to know about the beans too, so he will dig a hole.
Okay. All right. You notice that after the first couple of sloshing, Con stands aside and lets you start digging on your own.
Con, are you not going to help me?
I helped you by showing where to dig.
Yes, but this would be much easier with 2 people. 4 hands, ideally.
Oh, and he goes, "Hey!" He calls back, "Raja, come back up here and help dig."
No, I think he's quite preoccupied already. You already saw to that, Con. Unless you would like to hold all that stuff while he digs in the dirt.
Well, I could hold all that stuff.
But if you do it this way, you'll get a first-hand experience on how magic beans work. Maybe. I'm not really too sure either, to be honest with you.
All right. I'm going to take you guys to another map.
Please tell me these aren't actual magic beans.
Oh my god.
Are we about to be attacked by cloud giants?
Looking for... Different tokens. 1 second. All right, I'm going to take you guys to another map. Just give me a moment here.
So Aldrik is looking up in the sky. I don't know if I should be making any kind of perception check.
Yeah, it is very difficult to see with all the rain coming down. So you do see something that looks kind of shadowy. The other thing is most of the wagons have torches on them for the rain. So you can kind of see a little bit, but beyond the scope of the very difficult to see. Everything looks pretty dim. All right. So I have moved you guys, I believe, onto a different map. And all right, and as you guys are kind of scanning what you can see out of the sky, a large bird-like creature swoops down and dives at the servant who is still looking down at his boots. And then swoops back up into the sky. And he like stands up because there's just this big wind over him. And and a second one comes and misses him at that time, and then swoops back into the sky. Outside of.
Is this loud enough that Alvin would notice, or was he still distracted digging in the dirt?
Well, you did point Khan towards his servant, or
Oh, that's
Khan
right.
was
Okay.
calling his servant over. So you were not digging at the moment because you were trying to give Khan a life lesson. And so you looked over and just saw these big claws kind of like swoop down, and a pretty large bird-like thing with antlers on its head dive in and out of the clouds.
Oh, okay. Hey, Khan, change your plans. We're gonna put you inside the cart. Right now.
What? No, I want to see what's happening.
Did you know that birds like beans?
Is that why they're going after my servant? He's holding my beans.
Maybe. Let's put you in the cart and I'll go save your beans.
I'm gonna go get my beans.
Alvin picks up Khan.
Okay. So, let's see if we can try this new initiative system. So it's, I'll admit, at this first round, I'm not quite sure how this will work, because you kind of had to think, what am I going to do? But these birds aren't very visible right now.
Right now, Alvin just wants to put Khan in the cart and then go save that guy. And maybe the beans if possible, but mainly the guy. Just shove them both into our cart and out of the way of the birds.
Okay. I'm wondering, maybe we should not try the new initiative system now, because this is an irregular fight. Okay. So you pick up Khan. Go ahead and do a grapple check.
Which is...
Strength.
Oh, go figure. Just straight strength.
Yes, because it's against
Hey!
Khan, who's going to... Okay. You grab him. He's unable to wiggle free. He starts shouting. He says a few words that probably are inappropriate.
Khan! We're gonna have to talk about your language as soon as this is over. Khan, you trust me, right?
No! I want to go see the bird!
You can see the bird from the back of the cart. Alvin's gonna move to the cart. Is there anyone in the back of the cart right now?
I would say Robin's in the back of the cart.
I'm in there.
Trym and Aldrik are kind of out of the cart to the
Hello,
side.
Robin. Okay. Hello, Robin. How are you? This is
Oh,
Khan. Please make
hello.
sure he doesn't leave, okay? Robin kind of like pushes Khan towards Robin, and he's gonna turn
Hey,
back there.
Khan, you want to check this out? I'm making a music box.
What?
Come,
That's
look over
not
here.
an exciting flying bird.
Yeah, but look at this. It can make sounds.
And it explodes.
And it's cool.
Oh.
Well, we could make something like that.
What? It makes farting noises?
Yeah, totally. We can make it do that.
Oh. Well, I want to go see the bird.
Let's go. Let's watch them. Because,
Please make him watch from the safety of the wagon.
yeah, let's watch from the safety of the line. Because, you're a lord. You're too important to go out and do this kind of stuff. You should let them do that.
Well, I am a lord, but that doesn't mean that... Okay, all right. Portkin, if you catch one of those things, can you make it my pet?
I'll try? Maybe? Sure. Right, okay, I'm gonna go talk to your servant. Alvin's gonna run to try and help the guy.
All right. The guy looks very scared, by the way. So you're sloshing through the mud. You threw Khan into the wagon, and whoops.
Gently.
Okay, and Khan is halfway interested in what Robin's making, but he's also kind of still watching out of the back of the cart.
Robin's gonna make the as I assume that servant's still pulling his foot out of the mud, right?
That servant is still stuck in the mud. Robin, go ahead and roll initiative, or maybe you did, and
I'm gonna roll initiative.
Okay.
And oh well.
Oh, ouch.
But what I'm gonna do is, well, every time he jerks his foot out, I'm gonna make him do a fart noise.
Okay. All right. So yeah,
Hey, Khan, watch this.
So his boot is very stuck, but he's trying to pull the boot out, and yeah, his foot comes up, and then he has to put it back down to try to get the boot back up.
Okay. Hello, my name's Alvin. I'll ask your name later. Right now, let's leave your boot here, and you can go away where the birds aren't trying to eat you. Sound good?
Your name is not Alvin.
Okay, Alvin told him his name was Alvin, mistakenly. Just like I did, so Alvin's in a bit of a rush.
Okay, I don't like working for Waterdeep Lords. This isn't worth the money.
That's great. This is not a conversation we should be having right now, though.
Yeah,
How about you get in the back of the cart?
Oops, I better check where he is in the initiative. So while you're trying to talk to him, why don't you go ahead and use persuasion? I'll give you advantage because he's just caught between his boot and his
Listen, do you want your boot, or do you want to be eaten by a giant bird?
Yeah. And at this point in time, Khan, who's actually up in initiative, throws out a rope from the back of the wagon.
Towards Alvin?
Yeah, just towards the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alvin grabs the rope. Thanks, I think.
You can put it around the bird.
Oh, okay.
Good idea.
Is he still holding on to one end? Or did he just throw me rope?
He just threw you rope.
Okay. How much rope is it?
It's a standard 50-foot length.
Okay. Thanks! Alvin hands it to the servant.
The servant juggles it with the bundles that he's got. He pulls his foot out of the boot with one last farting noise. Okay, Trym, you're up at this point.
Oh, yay! Okay.
Robin's of course giggling immaturely about all the fart noises.
I'm thinking maybe raising the alarm. And let me see, where's Galdo at?
Galdo's at the front of the wagon.
Okay.
He had just finished taking care of the horses and climbed up into the driver's seat. He did not see a flying bird.
Okay.
He did see or notice that the weight on the wagon changed a little bit as Khan got in, and he could hear Alvin yelling.
Okay. Well, she's going to run up to the front of the wagon, and she's going to be like, Galdo! Big! Flap flap sky! Bird thing! It's big! Like, take off with your horse! Big! And she's pointing and just waving her arms around wildly.
Now, this is very muddy terrain, so I'm taking that as a dash action.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why Alvin, just to get to the cart, throw in a boy and get to the guy.
Okay.
Didn't take all your action, Alvin, but
That's fine. Alvin doesn't intend to attack anyways. He's just trying to get everyone to safety.
okay. So Galdo pulls out his crossbow. Initiative. Boy, everyone's single digit. All right. And Robin?
Well, there's no bad guys around. She's just gonna be focused on keeping Khan inside the wagon.
Okay.
And oh yeah, she's gonna give Alvin some inspiration.
Thank you.
All right. Aldrik?
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast. I forgot what it was called.
The spell.
Good luck, Alvin. Catch one of those things. You can do it.
It's a special spell, yeah. If I can get my mouse to work and load my spell book. I'm going to cast Bless. So I'll bless myself. So the range here is 30 feet. So I'll do Alvin, and let's see. I guess I'll probably do Trym, since Trym is also outside the wagon and Robin's still inside the wagon. So Aldrik, Trym, and Alvin. Porkin all have a D4 on all attacks or saves.
Yay!
And then I think that's all I'm going to do for right now, and just getting us ready for the next go round.
Okay. All right. The rain's still coming down pretty heavily. You do, at this point, because you are listening for, you do hear like the flapping of wings. They don't seem to be going too far afield. They seem like they are staying and circling pretty close. Just
by the Thunder's shield, what have we done to deserve this? Is it possible that Trym has come across anything like this in her travels?
Go ahead, do a nature check.
Okay. Oh look, it's something I'm not good at. Okay, normal roll. 11.
Okay. You've heard of many different flying beasts that attack people. Most commonly seem to be griffins, but these didn't look like griffins. You've never heard of antlers on griffins.
Okay.
All right. But you're pretty sure this is a pair of whatever it is. And in their brief appearance, you saw beaks and claws.
Right.
Okay.
Big enough to pick a person up.
Yep. All right. So it is actually their turn. They are going to lie down and attack that serpent again.
Poor servant's like, this is a bad day to be a servant.
Alvin's trying to convince the guy, but he's like, my boots. His mother must have bought him those boots.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so one dives down again, and sorry, he actually gets 2 attacks. So, all right, the guy falls to the ground. The bundles fall into the mud. He still is. realized the 8 wouldn't have hit him. He still is conscious, but he's like scared out of his wits.
Still want that boot?
No.
Okay, let's go.
And he's like bleeding all over the place.
Oh.
All right. And that brings us to you, Alvin. So when those creatures dove down, you know,
I don't suppose they provoke an attack of opportunity, do they? When they like dive by, can I hit them with my stick as they go by?
they actually have a feat or a trait that means that they have flyby, which does not provoke an attack of opportunity when they're flying.
Oh, they're gangster birds. Okay.
Yeah. And sorry, I did realize that dive bombing actually gives them a little extra benefit. So I think, yeah. Okay, so the guy is dead. Sorry.
Dead?
He's dead. The servant does not have that many hit points, and the dive bomb actually was what took him out. So the packages flop into the mud. You hear Khan saying, "My beans!" really loud.
Oh, okay, Con. Priorities.
Get my beans!
That kid. In one sense, you want to go, he's dead. And in the other sense, it's like, look the other way, child.
Okay, so the guy is like just dead with his boot stuck in the mud or whatever.
Pretty much.
Are the beans scattered or are they still in a bundle?
So, they are still in the bundle, and you can tell when they dove into him, they went straight for the chest.
Like they were going for the beans. Okay. Can I tell what the other bundle is that he was carrying?
Yeah, that just looks like a travel cloak. It's kind of in shreds.
Okay. Then Alvin's going to stand, and he's going to take.
My beans! My beans!
Yes, Con. Yes, your beans. Alvin's going to back up towards the cart, like keeping an eyes on the sky and away from the body. But he's not going to take the beans with him.
Okay.
He's going. Can I see the birds?
You cannot see the birds. Not at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to ready my crossbow, and if they come within range, I'm going to shoot them.
Okay. All right. Galdo goes through the wagon, actually to the back of the wagon. He's got his crossbow, and he sees the dead servant, and the claw and the beak wound to the chest. And he says, "Oh no, not good."
Oh, yes, quite observant, aren't you?
Yeah, they're probably wanting the heart for their young.
Flap.
The heart. Are you sure they just don't like beans?
What's with beans?
They're magic beans, apparently. Yeah, ask Khan. Khan, you want to tell Galdo about your beans?
What? I thought you were going to keep a secret.
That guy's dead. You understand that, right?
Yeah, but he didn't protect my beans.
Khan.
He.
Okay. Trym, it is your turn.
Okay. The chaotic evil person and me just loves Khan. I think I would adopt him. Okay. Man, I don't know what to do. Other than maybe go out in the open and try to make myself a nice little target.
You have a crossbow, don't you?
I do, but I also have this spell called Ensnaring Strike, that if I could hit him with Cultbane, then I could probably pull it to the ground and ensnare it.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do, is try to make myself lay a little target. Go out there and jump around, so yeah. Come out here. A little bit of ways from everyone. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
Okay, I'll move a little closer to Aldrik, just because I feel a little safer there.
Alright, you slosh through the mud.
No mud puddles, no sinking up to my head. Okay, and then I guess, I don't know if I can in this new initiative thing or not, but ready in action?
Yeah, we're going to not use the new initiative just because I think the foes have an advantage at this moment, so you can't really decide what you're going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. I haven't gotten this spell sheet figured out. Anyway, yeah, so my ready to action will be, I'm drawing Cultbane, and I'll just be ready to hit and unleash Ensnaring Strike if one of them try to come get me. And I'm actually gonna kind of bane on my armor and twirl my sword around and try to look interesting with my shiny sword. Come and get me, you feathered frenzies. Things. Those.
Alright. Robin.
I'm going to prepare an action that if what's the kid's name? Khan tries to move outside the cart, I'm gonna grab him and keep him inside.
Okay, that's a good choice because he is staring at the bundle of beans on the ground.
Wouldn't he have to, like, force his way past Alvin? Or is Alvin not blocking enough of it?
I would say you would have what would be the equivalent of an attack of opportunity. However, I'm not quite sure, since you're readying a different action, how that would apply.
Yeah, and technically Alvin's back's turned, so I don't know.
Okay. So, Aldrik?
And so, do we have a rough distance on how far off these things keep going back up?
So, from what you can tell, the circle of light goes up into the rain by about 30 feet, and they disappear beyond that. The circle of light from the...
Wait, isn't it... Okay, so it's so dark because of the rain?
Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, in theory, I ought to be able to see again at least... I mean, in dim light, I can see like a bright light.
Yeah. So what has happened is right now there's torches that normally would go quite a distance. So you would be able to see a little beyond that. How far?
So I mean, basically, they have a movement of more than 120 feet because they're swooping in 60 and then out 60.
They're swooping. No, you would probably be able to see. See, the problem is it's not dim light; it's rain. So, in general,
all right. So basically, I can't see through the rain. Okay. So basically, like we can all see roughly 30 feet, and obviously they swoop in, they swoop out, and so they have a movement of more than 60, is what we know.
They have a movement of approximately 60, a little bit more. Flying. They actually have a different speed walking.
Sure.
They're 90 on ground.
Underground, not
That's right.
Well, I mean, we're pretty. If I can't see them, I can't really ready magic. I'll pull my. I mean, I guess I'll pull my my warhammer, and if they get within range, I'll have it ready to attack there. And
you
I'll,
could ready magic if you wanted to. You choose the spell and the trigger.
for now, I'll hang back on that, given our watching eyes. So I'll ready and attack the warhammer. And I'm going to kind of rotate out around.
Okay.
Alright, I think that'll do it for now.
Okay. So two of these creatures dive down, and you will have a chance to use your readied actions to this the corpse and actually try to rip the heart out of the chest. All right, so I guess we'll go in order. Alvin, you had a readied action.
Okay. Attack the one that's directly on the body.
All right, that hits.
Okay. Is it possible to...
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry, I just realized that I just saw your direct message. Aldrik. Aldrik's standing right next to Alvin, right?
Pretty
Yeah. Yeah, I'm close by.
Do their shadows look like humans to you?
The birds?
Yes?
Are you not seeing like the pictures of the bird on the token?
No, I'm in game, like their physical shapes, like their shadows, the shadows the birds are casting from the flames. Do they not look human shaped to you?
I don't think so. I'm not seeing anything like that.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just going to say, when Alvin points it out, you do notice that the shadows themselves kind of look humanoid and not like the silhouette of the actual animal.
I mean, now that you mention it, you're right. The shadows look different than the animal. That's really weird.
Alvin's gonna shout, please don't do that! Do they respond?
They look over at you.
Did they stop?
No. Well, one of them is already eating a heart. The one that you didn't hit with the crossbow.
Can you understand me?
So it is staring at you.
Can you, like, shake your head if you understand me?
It does not shake his head.
Aldrik, do you have anything to say to the birds with human-shaped shadows? They do not appear to like me.
I don't typically talk to birds, no matter what shadows they make.
Oh, Trym talks to birds! Trym!
Okay. Coming.
Okay, so who else? Actually, Galdo would have been next, so he does have
Is Was that just the attack of opportunity, or was that my turn?
That was your readied action,
Oh, okay.
right? And Goldo also had a readied action. Does
see,
not
okay.
hit. And then Trym, you did you have a readied action?
Yeah.
I know Aldrik did. Okay.
Yeah, but it was only if they came in and attacked me. So
Okay.
they haven't done that yet.
All right. No, they're too busy eating.
Poor servant.
Okay. Yes. Aldrik.
My
What
action
happened?
was my warhammer if they were within range. So they aren't within
Okay.
range. I'm at.
All right. Okay, so that was the readied action. They finish. One of them finishes eating the heart. The other one leans over to the package of beans
Hey, no, don't take that. No.
and
will
picks it
never
up in its beak.
Oh.
And the other one kind of like leans over to the package as well, as if to smell it. All right, and then Alvin, it is your turn.
I'm going to need you to give that back to me right now. Did they respond in any way? Did you say something? I heard something.
Sorry.
I wasn't sure if it was a response.
Sorry, no, they don't.
Okay. Which one has it?
Oh, here, let me. He has the beans.
Okay. Is it... If I hit him in the head, can I make him drop it, like, hypothetically? Like, could I crack him right across the beak and force him to drop it?
There is a way that you can try to disarm.
Because ideally, I'm going to crack him across the beak, grab it, and then move back towards the cart, and just throw the beanstalk on.
Don't think that's the best of ideas.
Alvin's not the best of ideas person right now. He's already given away his name. Still going to have to come up with an excuse for that later.
Well, the person he gave it away to is dead.
Oh, yes, that's great. Oh, awful, but great.
Yes.
That's a great, awful tragedy that happened. Extremely convenient and terrible at the same time.
Oh my word.
All right, so it talks about contests in combat. I'm going to say that trying to disarm him would be a strength check.
Ooh. Even if I, like, poke it in the eye.
No, you can poke it in the eye, but that
Wouldn't make it drop it. Okay, fair enough. So it's just straight strength.
Yeah.
Do I get to add blessed to that? I guess not. Does it count as an attack roll?
Oh, there's a... No, because it's a contest.
Okay, how much does inspiration add? The bard inspiration?
6. A d6.
And you've got a D4 for me for all of your attack. Oh no, it's not an attack. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. So 16 then. Hopefully this bird isn't stronger than weak little me.
Let me see what it's...
Yes, thank you,
Okay.
Robin.
So, it drops the beans.
Can Alvin grab it before it hits the ground?
Yeah, do dex.
Straight dex or dex save?
Straight, do acrobatics. I'm good with acrobatics.
That works.
All
Yeah.
Alright, you swoop up the beans.
Okay, as a bonus action, I'm gonna kick it in the face.
Okay?
That's a really bad idea.
Too late, already happened.
Uh,
And then Alvin's gonna move back to the cart.
can I take my turn instead of
So-
holding an action?
Alvin was right here, like at this corner, so he hits it and he moves back to the cart.
Okay. No, Robin, but your turn will be coming up pretty soon as soon as I find it. 10.
Con, here are your beans. Alvin tosses him the thing of beans.
Okay. And Goldo's going to take a shot at that same bird. And this time hits.
Nice.
Six. All right. Con grabs his beans and starts examining the package to make sure it is still pretty pristine.
Con, they really want your beans, so I suggest you move to the far end of the wagon and keep them safe.
You dropped the rope.
Yes, I'm going to use it momentarily, hypothetically, maybe. Probably not.
He looks upset.
Do you want the beans or do you want the bird?
Both.
Do you want the beans or the bird?
Ah, I was muted. Okay, so, Tom, we're gonna get those birds. Trust me. You sit back here and watch the show. It's gonna be quite spectacular. Alvin and I are gonna work together, and we're gonna do this for you.
Oh, okay.
So Con moves back just a little bit. He does not move to the front of the wagon.
That's good.
All right. Trym, you're up.
We need to teach Alvin the art of the wink nod thing.
Alvin doesn't know what that is.
Exactly. We need to teach him the wink wink. Okay, so let me see. Oh, I did this a moment ago. So it's rough terrain. So, like 25 foot, that would actually be more or less considered 50. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Um,
That would be a dash on my part, right?
right.
Okay.
Trying to think if it's faster for you to go through the wagon like Goldo did, but it might take just as long to climb into it.
Right. I was thinking I could like get into this square since I'm a halfling and can fit in between and around people pretty well, right? This one?
Yeah, I would say for 50.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna dash and do that. And then I will throw my trusty Drakebane at that one.
Okay.
If the sheet will work with me. Come on. There we go. 18.
All right, that hits.
9 slashing damage.
Okay. I forgot to mention, it looks like your damage does not do as much as you would like.
Go figure.
Just
Where's Kale when you need him?
Right.
You suspect that Robin, some of them are, but not all. You suspect that, yes, these might have a little bit of magical origins for these creatures.
Trym, they have people shadows.
Oh, that's a little unsettling.
They don't like me when I talk to them, but you talk to birds all the time. Maybe tell them to go away and not be mean.
I don't know if they'd understand my bird talk. I could try in a minute, maybe.
Okay, Robin, you're up. Let me check.
Okay, so. Can I use Blade Ward as a bonus action? Because it's a cantrip.
Yeah, it's not the cantrip that it will say, and I'm looking, it is casting time is 1 action, so it is not a bonus action.
Well, I don't think I'll have an... I really want to do something else, but it's better if I do this first. So, So you guys know what I'm gonna do. Because both birds are on the ground, right?
They are hovering. Their claws are not on the ground. They did briefly settle, or one of them settled on the corpse. But as soon as it ate the heart, it's kind of up off the mud. They don't like to be in mud.
So, but they're close to the ground, yeah?
They are close to the ground. They are like 3 or 4 feet off the ground.
So,
big, bobbing up and down a bit.
So yeah, I'm obviously gonna do this. Right on both of them.
Okay.
Cover your ears.
Yeah, cover your ears.
Con, cover your ears, please.
It's like ears. It's gonna be loud.
Here comes the thunder.
That butter dick. Battle cry.
Does Khan cover his ears?
Yeah. So I am looking. One saves, one does not. So half damage for the one who does save. All right. Okay, and they look pretty upset.
I'd imagine so. Robin's gonna... So, Robin's just going to kind of like hide in the... Because I imagine there's a little lip in the back of the...
Yeah, the wagon
I'm just
definitely
gonna
has...
like duck behind the lip.
Okay.
I'm gonna still be looking out, but I'm gonna kind of be mostly ducking behind the lip.
Yeah.
Wasn't
well,
that awesome, Con?
Con is looking at examining his bundle of beans at the moment.
He missed it. Oh.
I think that's probably for the ducks. I don't know if we're supposed to be doing magic in front of him.
Whatever. I can do what I want.
All right, Aldrik.
Alright. Yeah, it's the whole magic thing. That's
I'm
the
surprised
issue.
he didn't react at all from that loud noise.
It is raining, to be fair. You might just thought it was normal thunder.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a good point. That reminds me that I have another spell I can use.
Aldrik, it's like low visibility, and Con's in the
Yeah.
cart, so you may be okay.
Yeah, well, especially I figure if I get kind of close. So, Aldrik's going to move forward. And he's going to cast his Channel Divinity. So, basically, I'm going to just kind of hold out my holy symbol, and the creature will take 2d10 plus cleric level on a failed save,
Dang.
and half on a full save.
Sorry, both of them?
Yeah, it's the Channel Divinity, the Radiant Light.
Okay. Sorry, and which save is it?
Wisdom, I think. No, Constitution. This one's a Constitution save.
All right, and what's the save DC?
Save DC is 15.
15? Okay. All right, I'll do the one closest to you first. 22 and 7. Okay, so the one closest to you succeeds, the one further fails.
Yeah. So 9 for the closest and 18 for the further. And radiant damage.
All right, they look pretty upset. This close up, you can see.
Do they look beat up?
Yeah, they look beat up.
All right, and
They look like they definitely got hurt.
I don't call that it.
Okay, and it is their turn. So they are both going to take to the air, but not go too far. So, Aldrik, because this one started really close to you and wasn't on a flyby, so to speak, you would be able to get an attack of opportunity. So we'll start with him.
All right, I was hoping for that. Hey, all right.
Oh, nice.
All right, so 12 bludgeoning.
That includes a crit?
Yeah, it auto rolled it, I think.
All right. Okay. So it flies up. It goes over the wagon and tries to tear its way in through the top.
Okay. That's not nice.
All right. And does succeed. Oh, well. Okay. All right. Don't have to do much. So it rips the top, but doesn't get enough. It tears the top back by about 10 feet. This big wedge that exposes the underneath. The other one flies up over and is actually going to land on the cart as well and tries to hit Khan.
I should have used the other one. Should have used the other one.
It's okay. At least Shatter did some damage.
All right. And tears into his shoulder.
Welcome to the adventuring world, kid.
For 8. All right, and he screams. Really is a scream. Drops the bundle, falls on the ground, and is all, "Help me!"
I'm coming. Under the cart. Under the cart.
All right. So right now, there's 2 of these gigantic bird-like things with antlers. They don't show antlers there, so I just chose a token. Okay, but one of them has just gored at Khan, and the other one kind of just now lets go of the flap of the wagon, and they are both like roosting on top of the wagon. All right, and that brings us to Alvin.
Okay, Alvin's gonna hop in the cart immediately and move to Khan. Is it an action to like carry Khan out and like go under the wagon with him?
So you would be able to. I think picking him up would be considered an action.
Okay.
I think you'd let him do that.
Well, is he
Yeah,
still
yeah, no,
physically
he's not.
picking
He's not
up?
going to
Oh.
like resist it, but but I would say
Okay.
that that picking him up and dragging him, because he probably won't really help you to go under. I'm thinking the distance isn't that bad. The only thing is you might provoke an attack of opportunity.
Don't do that.
How high are they? Don't worry about them.
So,
How high are they?
the wagon is tall enough that you can sit in without being hunched over, but you can't really easily stand. You'd have to does that make sense? So it's maybe
So they're not that far out of my range.
no, they're about 6 feet up, if that,
Okay.
from the floor of the wagon.
Okay.
I'll use
That's cool.
it. So, Alvin, I'm gonna use Blade Ward on Khan. That way he'll be safe. And then the both of us can hop out while you distract them.
I'm gonna hop him out right now, and then Trym and
But
Trym
what
and
if
you
they?
can-
But what if they go underneath
Robin?
the wagon?
I'm trusting you to let them not do that. I'm
What
gonna
am I
burn a
gonna
key point.
do?
I believe in you.
Okay.
Alvin inspires Robin.
So Alvin,
I think my idea is better.
you're
That's cool.
okay with the attack of opportunity?
Ideally, I'm gonna use my bonus action first. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to burn a key point and use a flurry of blows.
Okay.
I want to punch each one once in the face.
All right. Definitely hits.
I assumed 18 hits. Did 18 hit?
Yes, it did.
Okay. And now that they can't attack of opportunity me, I'm gonna
They
carry Khan
cannot.
out and put him on the cart.
All right. So you are pretty much you yourself are not going under the cart. You're just shoving him under the cart.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him under the cart, just right there, so that if the birds try to come through the cart or try to go around, they'd have to basically hit Alvin first, if that makes sense.
Yes, you can do that.
So Alvin's
No.
essentially right here next to Trym after putting Khan underneath the cart.
Okay. So I'm going to put Khan under the cart. Let me ask you a question. Khan is holding on to the bundle of beads.
I'm gonna have a long talk with this emissary asshole. Because the fact that he didn't want to leave his cart tells me very clearly that he understood what these beans were going to do. Though Alvin may not know that. Is Khan clutching them?
Yes. To his wound, essentially. He's got it. He's almost fetal position,
Is he
holding on.
conscious?
Yes. He's not. He's definitely hurt. He's not about to expire. Probably another hit with a claw and a beak might do it, but
Okay, if Alvin can, he's going to pull the beans out and leave them behind, right where Khan was lying, and then pull Khan out.
okay, I'll let you do a strength check.
Can I assist?
So this would be a contested strength check, but I'll give you advantage on it because we'll say
I'm gonna
Robin
need
is
it.
trying to hold on to a corner of the.
Thank you, Robin.
Oh my word. That was close.
So, let me do.
Give up those beans, kid.
Khan, the beans are not worth your life.
Yes, they're not worth your life.
They weren't worth the servant's life either, for the record, but we'll discuss that later.
Yes.
All right, he drops the beans. All right, and you shove him underneath the wagon.
Yes, safely. Ideally not on his wound.
Okay. And I take it I'm far enough away enough from them to move without getting an attack of opportunity because I'm a square away from them.
Yeah, you are not in a place that you would get an attack of opportunity. At this point, Galdo turns around. It's his turn, so he'll just fire his crossbow at the one closest and misses. And then he's going to hop out of the wagon And that brings us, okay, Con. Con is actually just, all you can hear is him saying, "My beans!" That's about it. And Trym, your turn.
Okay. How much is... Let me see. I could get there in a single movement, right?
Yes, because it's not difficult terrain. I'd probably say, it would take a little bit of movement to climb up into the wagon, but other
Okay.
than that, then the rest of it's...
Okay. And I can reach them from inside the wagon, right?
Yes. The like I said, it's about 5 or 6 feet, so I would consider that.
Sweet. So, yeah, I'm gonna get up there, and as she's getting up there, she's gonna tell Robin, "Whatever you need to do, just do it." And then she's going to... I haven't used Thunderous Smite. Do I want to do that?
Poor Goddle's wagon.
Right. I
It's
don't...
already torn.
Right? I don't think it would do any, Oh wait, nope, I'm not gonna do that, because that would push them 10 feet away from me and knock them prone if it worked. Right? And my poor little legs can't do that right now! So, we'll just go with a Divine Smite on Colbane. So, we'll teach them about our Lord and Savior, Colbane! And then add a little Divine Smite in there. And I changed up my sheet. There we go. Okay.
Okay, is Divine Smite all divine damage?
Yes, I think it's radiant. Let me look real quick.
Okay, radiant. Sorry, yes.
Spell slot. Yep, radiant damage.
All right,
In
that
addition.
kills this one. I'm assuming that was the one you hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
One right closest in front of me.
Yes. All right. As it falls, you notice that the shadow evaporates and disappears.
Oh,
As a side note.
That's weird.
that's really weird. I wigged out.
All right. Any bonus actions?
No.
All right, Robin.
Save one bean.
I'm going to. I'm trying to figure out what the best course of action be. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I think this would be the best course of action. Is to cast Bane on the other one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna run out behind Alvin. And hide behind Alvin.
Okay, so you're going to cast Bane and then run.
Yeah.
Pox on you! Run away!
All right. Charisma saving throw. 19. Okay. So he made his saving throw, but he does not look happy.
So it says whenever they make a saving throw.
The effect only works if they fail the initial saving throw, though.
No, that's not what it says.
Read the first sentence.
So if I fail it, or if he fails it, which he did not, then he would have to subtract that number. So
Okay.
so
It was a good thought, though. That would have been real good if it worked.
it is. They get a bonus for their charisma, which is part of it too. You would think that they would not be charismatic, but
These birds are more charismatic than Alvin is.
Oh man, they tell better jokes than he does.
Aw.
Oh man.
all right. Aldrik.
So how well can I see the other one kind of there in the wagon with all the torn up stuff?
So you have a better vantage from outside the wagon than you can see inside. Does that make sense? You see more of the creature above the wagon than you can see looking into the wagon and up through the roof.
Okay.
Just because
And-
they...
Sure, and in theory, Colin's kind of buried underneath the wagon, so he might not be able to see me casting a spell.
Right. He doesn't look like he's in the mood to kind of witness much.
That one's kind of in the way, anyways.
Right. So I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on the one there.
Okay.
So I can roll a d4. I don't know if that will help.
No. No, they have a pretty high armor class. Nice D4 roll, though.
Yeah!
Okay, any movement?
Um...
Bonus action?
Yeah, I think I will. I'll go ahead and move around, kind of beyond Galba to circle a little bit. And we'll call that it, I guess. And then I've got to get to bed. I've been up late last couple nights. Feel free and do whatever you need to with me.
Okay, we're pretty close to done.
Alright, someone kill it, then I'll go to bed.
All right. It is actually their turn. So, Trym, while you're sitting there, the creature reaches in past you and grabs at the bundle.
No, no.
Okay.
Save the beans!
All right.
Why?
Save one bean. I want to see what they do.
Okay. And then takes to the sky. You can get an attack of opportunity if you'd like.
Yeah. Okay.
Does ensnaring strike count as attack of opportunity?
Yeah, this one I was gonna. I think I could, just because I do a melee. I have to do a melee with it. I think that would count.
Mm-hmm. Because he reached in.
Okay. Okay.
And then,
Okay.
so he's definitely melee range.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cult bane him.
Okay.
Can you do a smite?
A smite, or I was thinking about trying the ensnaring strike and pulling him in closer. Actually.
No, just do the smite.
Can you add smite to attacks of opportunity?
That's what I was going to ask. Is can you use your reaction and do things other than just a straight up attack?
That's what I was wondering too. 'Cause I've never been able to use a spell with any of my other characters.
Right.
Of course, playing a paladin has been completely different from any of my other characters. My other characters have all been spellcasters, and she's mostly melee. So
One melee attack.
Okay.
It doesn't specify.
Because there's a feat for that allows you to, I think it's Warcaster or something like that allows you to use spells as a,
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
yeah, because my bard took that recently. She got sick and tired of having attacks of opportunity and having to use like her dagger, and not getting any damage in.
Okay, well your great sword still does a ton of damage, so that's still good.
Right. Which, do the numbers look right on it now? I adjusted them, so...
+7 looks right to me.
Okay.
You have 20 strength?
Yep.
Then yeah.
I may not be the smartest book in the library, but I'm definitely the strongest.
Definitely the heaviest.
Right. So that's 8 slashing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you definitely clip its wing a little bit. It's off for the remainder with the beans or the bundle.
Is there any way that I could like grab a hold of it as it starts flying away?
It's gonna carry you away, Trym.
Yeah.
No, you would not be able to grapple it because that wouldn't come under the definition of that
Okay.
after the melee attack.
Okay, dokie. Well then, I will wave at it as it flies away. Not really. Yeah.
Hey, Trym, look at the picture I sent you.
Okay. Somebody shoot that bird down! That thing!
Okay. Yeah, it disappears into the rain pretty quickly and out of sight. And I would say you guys are out of combat.
Ah.
Oh, but the beans!
Yes, without
I
the
don't care about beans. I don't like beans.
Con, are you okay?
No.
I don't want to see a bean again.
I don't think we ever actually saw the beans. They were all wrapped up.
That's true.
Alvin said this perfectly in character, not understanding that Robin wasn't being literal.
I would say at this point, Aldrik is going to heal Khan.
Yes. Yeah. No, I can wander around.
Okay.
How's he doing?
He's definitely hurt. But he seems to be not paying so much attention to the blood, but more just the fact that he does not have his beans. He's not very happy.
All right. So Alan, why don't you come over with me, and I'll see if I can bandage up Khan's wounds here.
Okay, come on, Con.
So basically, you distract him and talk to him while I do things.
We'll talk to the emissary, or I'll talk to the emissary about getting you more beans, okay?
You promised me you were going to save my beans.
Con, you got attacked. You're more important to me than the beans are.
I thought you would do both.
I tried to do both, but when push came to shove, I need to get you to safety first.
So I'm doing a quick med check to cover the fact that I'm actually just going to cast a spell on him.
Okay. Yeah, so... and with your medicine check, you're also able to tell, the talons and such weren't poisonous. He looks, other than just the actual injury himself, and...
Oh, I forgot. Done.
And his anger, that he's okay.
Oh, now I remember. Hey, how old is Khan again? I'm sorry.
He's actually about 10.
Okay.
Right. So I bandage him up, and at the same time I cast Cure Wounds on him while bandaging him up, so that he'll be just fine and dandy.
Yep, he is fine and dandy. We got him all the way back, and he's all, see, I wasn't hurt so bad. You could have spent the time getting my beans.
Right, but I didn't know that at the time, Con. I did the best I could.
Well, and I had to patch you up pretty good. Got some good bandages to wrap you up. So I'm glad your good friend Porkin here was looking out for you.
Well, Take me back to my carriage.
Okay, I'll take you back.
Okay. So this probably would be a good place to kind of wrap up for the evening. So definitely similar to what we did before, unless you guys would prefer not to. We'll say over the next in-game week. Guys, if there's anything you want to be looking out for, let me know. Can have you roll perception checks if you'd like.
Okay. Alvin's going to have like a private conversation with Nobilia, and then he's going to want to talk to the emissary.
Okay.
Is that still perception?
So, no, if those are two directed things that you're going to do, is there anything you would do next week? Travel?
Just more the same. Just keeping an eye on Khan and watching the other carts when Aldrik or Trym or Kale or whoever isn't.
Okay. All right. Any concentration on any specific carts, or what I will do is I will give you guys Galdo's notes again, and then the descriptions, because it's further along, of the information you've gathered along with Galdo and Raph, and we'll put that so you.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Alvin's going to watch the emissary cart at this point because he's going to be suspicious.
Okay.
And how close are we to getting to level 5?
As soon as you guys hit Daggerford was going to be my plan. You might be able to do it at Dragonspear, since you will hit Dragonspear by next week, essentially. Not next week, the week after.
Okay.
Well, let's hustle these horses along so we can get to level 5. We'll tell them what's really important.
Right.
We should have captured those birds and just flew on them to Daggerford.
Yep. Horses, we need to get to level 5. And the horses were like, oh, well, in that case.
Yeah. It's like level 5
Level
is
5?
Yeah, level 5's my level that I'm looking forward to, y'all.
Is that when you get your pony? Or
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, and other themes. So
Yep.
yeah, but definitely the animal. Like, I can start moving.
Hey, Trym, you're actually up here with me.
Right.
Trym is going to ditch her good dwarf buddy just behind. She's like, bye, Aldrik. It was nice spending time with you, but I've got a horse now.
Right. Well, surely we could find room on there for the dwarf.
Okay, let's do it this way. Roll 3 perception checks, everyone, and I'll use those numbers for the next week.
Oh, okay. Good idea.
Okay.
Congratulations, Trym. With your 0, you have outperceived me.
She's on the lookout for magic ponies.
Yeah. And birds. The one that got away. The Whopper story.
Robin, sometime during this week, Alvin might recruit your sometime during this week, Alvin's gonna, or probably these next 2 weeks since we don't have a game Monday, Alvin's gonna ask Robin for her help to go talk with the emissary, since she's good at talking to people and Alvin isn't. If that's okay with you. Okay, thanks. I'll send you a message.
Also, I was gonna... Oh, 3 perception checks. Okay. Okay, 1... 2... and 3.
Okay, and Robin, go ahead and roll 3 investigation checks, because we'll do that for finding objects for your tinkering.
Alright. Okay. Did I get any more of them?
I will tell you along the road. All right. Any questions before we call it a night?
Nope. Good night, everyone.
Oh yeah, I was gonna see if I could figure out what kind of bird that was.
Yeah.
Did I do a nature?
You can do a nature check.
Night, Aldrik.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah. So, Robin, you've seen this type of bird only like once in your life. Your mom told you about them as well, showed you a picture. They're Perytons.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna tell everybody
Yes.
what I remembered.
And they need,
Those things are like a Peryton or
Yep.
something,
and they need hearts to reproduce.
and they wanted hearts because they were a couple, and that's how they make babies.
What? Is that true?
Well, not that couple.
Yeah.
Did we kill the mother or the father?
I don't know.
The father.
Oh, feels a little bit less guilty.
Because you want a bunch of those flying around.
So, yeah, they did murder the servant, so didn't even get to know that guy's name, though he did learn my real one temporarily.
Well, here's a picture of what they look like.
Oh, it's actually exactly what I thought they looked like. That's interesting.
Oh wow.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.